What's going on? What's good, y'all? Chilling on the Sunday, man. Had to go get some food. Just came from the gym, try to get my little workout on, man, and just trying to stay fit, just trying to, man, stay out the way, man. You know what I mean? So, what's good with y'all, man? I'm just over here trying to stay positive, man, on this positive note. But it's hard to stay positive, man, when I'm seeing all this stuff. Well, the news is supposed to make you feel some kind of way. It's supposed to make you feel paranoid, and it's supposed to make you feel, you know what I'm saying, scared and nervous, and that's what the news is all about. You know what I mean? So, they put fear mongering. It's all about fear, man. Keep you scared and docile. Yeah, it's crazy, man. So what's going on with y'all, man, on this Sunday, man? Yeah, man. I'm just glad I'm in here, man. You know what I mean? I'm burning up out here, man, in California. It's hot as a motherfucker out here, man. It's shit like 90 something, man. But yeah, man. So I just wanted to touch on this some of the weirdest some of the weirdest things I've ever seen in the presidential history, man. This dude Joe Biden is so weird, man. This dude is strange. You know, I've been saying it. I've been telling people not to vote for this cat. I have family members saying, was telling me to vote for this weird guy. Um, but see, at the same time, I just understand, a lot of our misleaders, man. A lot of these so-called elders sold us out. You gotta look at it like this. A lot of them was kids back then themselves, man. So they didn't know what the fuck they were doing. They didn't know what the fuck they were thinking, man. They weren't thinking about us. You know what I'm saying? A lot of them didn't even have kids their damn self. So why would you think? Why would they be thinking about their future kids or grandkids or? Well, it was just it's just a lot of selfishness, though, man. People are fucking crazy. Yeah, this dude Joe Biden is crazy, man. This dude is out of it. He's lost touch. I mean, his cat goes and visits what's it called, Hawaii. Then he falls asleep, and then he's talking rambling about some bullshit, man. This dude is just out of his mind, man. The people of Hawaii, they really upset. They mad. They pissed off that um, they're not getting nothing, man. They're not. The USA ain't offering nothing, not offering them anything. But you're giving Ukrainians billions, man. It's just crazy, man. Damn, the American people, we don't even get billions. You know what I'm saying? We don't get nothing, right? See, especially us so-called black people, man, we really on the bottom, and that's where these people want us to be, on the bottom. They want us to stay on the bottom. It's definitely a pecking order, a hierarchy. You see what I'm saying? So, as it may be, we're gonna remain on the bottom, like where they want us to, man. Because at the same time, these misleaders and these people that's supposed to be representing us, they're not pushing for nothing but us to stay on the bottom. Because it don't matter if we stay on the bottom; they're still gonna be rich. They're still gonna have their money, man, and their cars, and all this stuff, man. So okay, so check this out. So I'm gonna let me play this real quick, man. This dude Joe Biden is really crazy. Um, hold on, man. This dude, man, Joe Biden. Why am I not surprised? Hold up. My bad. All right, okay. Let me play this real quick before I play the part where he fell asleep. This dude is just crazy. All right, so this is for fair use, 1976, for commentary purposes. This gives me fair use to report on the story for educational purposes. All right, let's just say that. All right, let's just go in real quick. I mean, dude, man, y'all can't make this up, man. You really can't. Hold up.
plane. He headed over to Hawaii, as of course he needed to do after those shocking bushfires. And I don't think he was too late. He had to wait for the disaster to be under control, I suppose. But, gee, he's getting difficult to watch and listen to, isn't he? It was hardly a stunning performance.
Yes. Yeah, certainly that's true. And actually, he's already back in Lake Tahoe now. I think he landed about 10 hours ago. This is for his second holiday. But you're quite right. The images of the president there were strikingly bad. And, you know, actually, after I watched some of them, I checked the betting markets to see, you know, what the probability is of his being the nominee, and they had fallen ever so slightly. So, I mean, it's not, you know, so something maybe changed. But yes, look, it wasn't good. And, you know, to your point about his taking 5 days to arrive, that's totally fair enough. But the contrast with the media's attitude, kind of in relation to George Bush back in 2005, is striking. I mean, the former president back then was excoriated for not turning up sooner, for even flying over New Orleans. But there's been very little criticism of Joe Biden in that regard. I think that just goes to show the bias of the large segments of the U.S. media.
And see, why is there no criticism? You know what I'm saying? Why are they not really going? That's true. They was going at, you know, people. It was really us, really. You know what I'm saying? In 2005 with with George Bush with the Hurricane Katrina thing. You know, a lot of people was criticizing him, but why nobody really criticizing this dude? I mean, it's just, man. You know what, man? I'm gonna keep it real with you, man. This dude, I don't really hardly hear any backlash about this cat, man. You hear like Fox News saying certain things. You hear some conservatives saying things and some independent. But that's, I mean, you don't hear no Democrat. I mean, you don't really hear anybody that just, you know, that knows, you know what I'm saying, you don't hear really people, you know what I'm saying, that's pushing what's right. Well, I don't really see anybody pushing for what's right anyway. But pushing for what's right, going against this dude. Excuse me, and it really makes you ask and think for yourself and ask, wants to ask, is this dude, do people really want what's right? Do people really care? You know, that's my question. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. You know, I don't know, man. Maybe it's just me. You know, I don't know. It's kind of weird. You know, what do y'all think? It's just like, is it just me or like, you know what I'm saying? Like, this dude can't do no wrong. I mean, it's weird, man. Like, I don't know, man. See, it seemed like people were more criticizing Obama more than this dude, man. It's like, I mean, Obama didn't do shit for us, and he was horrible. But did Obama do this type of shit, dude? Like, damn, man. Like, just you know, blatantly just being disrespectful, man. You know, to us, to you know. But see, he ain't being disrespectful to the people of Ukraine. No, he hooking them up.
I think you're spot on. I think we see that in Australia too. When natural disasters occur under the coalition or the Republicans in the US, they are blamed on the administration effectively. When they occur under the lefties, under Democrats and Labor, they're much more understanding and they tend to use them to sort of underwrite their climate policies. Let's just have a look at a little bit of Joe Biden's performance, his speaking in Hawaii, and the way he gets everybody's names and everything mungled up. Have a look.
Brian Chance, our Senator Maisie. By the way, Maisie, I told my granddaughter, whose name is Maisie as well. She said, that's why I like her. Anyway, but her name is Maisie as well. And Jill Takuda, Representative Ed Chase, and Mayor Rick Bassin. Rick, when we talked on the phone, you look like you played in defensive tackle for, I don't know who, but somebody good.
Yeah, he looked like he played defensive tackle for, you know, somebody good. And if we just show the White House transcript up here, you know, they've had to correct all the names he got wrong and everything. I mean, it's just getting worse, isn't it?
I mean, what is this dude? I mean, what is he talking about, man? I don't know, man. I just don't think. Maybe it's just me, man. I mean, this dude was just the worst, man. It's just like, what is he talking about? What is he doing? You know what I'm saying? Like getting people's name wrong, and I mean, it just seems like he's out of it. And then he talking some shit about, dude look like he played football and just, I don't know, man. It's just all a part of the agenda to pick this dude. But see, all the whole Donald Trump thing too, all this could just be a big psyop, man. Because they know damn well this is making Trump more and more famous. This is making him more and more likable to the American public. It's just all a game, you know what I mean?
Adam?
Well, look, it is. And I mean, he's got to last well over another year to reach the election next year. Yeah, that's why I wrote a few months ago. I just don't see his being the nominee. I mean, if this continues, this trajectory, I mean, he's not going to be any better in 12 months' time. It's going to be worse. And unlike 2020, he actually has to do a proper campaign this time, which is physically grueling. He has to give a lot of impromptu speeches, lots to travel a lot. I mean, it's a difficult task. So, look, I still think he won't be the nominee. There'll be some reason early next year why he's going to step down. And
Phone charging slowly? This is the fastest phone charger on the market.
There's a
It don't
90%
matter if he
chance
steps down or
your
not.
phone is already infected with this. There's a new groundbreaking discovery that's reversing planned obsolescence. And smartphone companies are trying their hardest to make it illegal in the US. Rather than spending
Lahaina here, the first to walk out of the event with the president, and I'm curious to learn your stories and also your feelings about what happened in there. Start with your name and where you're from.
Mish Shishido, Kihei, I'm Archie Kalepa's assistant.
Stacy Querimau, Lahaina.
And I'm Alicia Kalepa, Archie's wife.
So you were in there, you heard the speech, you felt the vibe. What did you think?
There were some promises that were made, so I hope he keeps his word on how when we begin to rebuild, that we're going to do it the way we want to do it. So I'm holding him to that for what he said. And then, as far as building a better community or better homes than what we have, I unfortunately didn't like that because like for our Kapuna and the Lahaina family, and for a lot of people that had lost what they had lost, there's no replacing that. There's no better. There's no new. There's no better than that, And forgive me if I might have misunderstood him, but yeah, that didn't sit very well with my heart when he said that. Yeah, we appreciate him coming, to see what had happened and the devastation, and he's now speaking to some families, and which we greatly appreciate. But I'm going to hold him to what he said in regards to building it the way that we want it, because we would just love to have it built back to its original historical sites. This is the original Kopai Aina before the overthrow, and me personally, I would like to see that the way we want it to be done. Yeah.
Your feelings about tonight, this afternoon?
Same as what she said. We are going to hold him to what he promised our people. This is Lahaina. We are a very, very loving place. We may have lost our homes, but we fall under the same roof. So we are in this together, and we need our community leaders.
See, this is the thing. I don't understand with people. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna hold him up. I'm gonna do. You can't trust no politician, no matter who it is, bro. You can't. Look at Tookie Williams got executed by Arnold Schwarzenegger. Then they buff iron together or some shit, or did they know each other, or past fucking. It was in past, seeing each other in passing before. All this bullshit. It's just like I don't trust none of these. We gotta. You know what? It's our fault. A lot of this shit is our fault. We're playing into the script. We're playing into the game. We're playing into the bullshit. You see what I'm saying? We're playing into it. Why are we? Oh, I'm gonna hold him up. You can't trust no damn politician. Are you kidding me? She got it. They got to be playing. Both these females have to be playing. I don't trust none of these people. I don't trust none of these people, no matter if they're black, white, motherfucking Anglo-Saxon, Hawaiian, Samoan, Fijian, motherfucking Mexican. I don't trust none of these people. I can't. I'd be stupid if I did. I'd be ignorant. No, not ignorant. I'd be a fool because I know better. A fool don't know better. A motherfucker. I mean, an ignorant motherfucker don't know better. So they're ignorant. A fool knows better. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. What do y'all think? I don't know. I'm just like, really, I don't know, just really thinking about this, man, and debating this whole situation. This is really, really weird, I don't know. What do y'all think, man? Let me know.
And we need the people of Lahaina to have a voice in regards to the rebuilding of our community and keeping.
If y'all could share this out to y'all social media, share this out on Facebook and y'all Instagram and Twitter, whatever, I appreciate that, man. Share this out.
In our hometown, Lahaina.
And your thoughts?
My thoughts is just that the word of everyone that came in and made promises, that they make good on their word. There are over 40,000 ancestors standing behind us. We are not alone. By no chance are we alone. Keep your word.
She said ancestors. I know that's right. See, these people are indigenous to that land. These people know. They use words like ancestors. These people are very spiritually rich. They ain't no stupid people. So that's right. The ancestors are behind them, man. They really are. I don't know. Joe Biden, man. I don't know, man. I don't know. Cut it out. Cut that shit out. Okay? Joe Biden's full of shit. Joe Biden is full of fucking shit. You know what I'm saying? And then all these politicians are full of shit. That's their job, to deceive you, to really make it seem like they're gonna do something for you, to make it seem like, you know what I'm saying? Like, they don't. That's not how it works. You know what I'm saying? They don't work like that. You know what I'm saying? You know how it works? It works with them doing what they're doing, taking money from the lobbyists and the bankers and the special interest groups and not doing nothing for you, playing you out, selling you out. They are full of shit. Exactly. They are full of shit, man. These motherfuckers. Well, let's keep it going.
Do you think there's any kind of consensus within your community about how to move forward after this, what the future looks like, or you think that's still very much to be determined by a public discussion? What is your feeling about that?
I feel like we need a public discussion. Yeah, by no means do we even have a clue at this moment. But it's definitely going to be a Kako thing. Yeah, definitely a Kako thing. And what is best for the people of Lahaina. Yeah.
Respecting all the different ideas out there about what the future might hold, do you have any ideas of your own?
Not at the moment. We come together as one, yeah. So we're going to come together with all of our ideas and formulate a plan together.
And as far as the future, what's right in front of us for you?
I believe what's right in front of us is the discussions that have already begun, that it come to this community of Lahaina, and that the discussion remain in Lahaina, and that not looking out to anyone else, that if they're going to reach out for help, that it's going to be with the consensus of the people of Lahaina, not what it's going to do for anyone else, but exactly what the people of Lahaina want. That's what I see going on the table right now.
Your husband, Archie Kalepa, is inside there. Do you think he is trying to speak with the president? Do you know?
He might be. We have a lot of kupuna in there. We have a lot of aunties and uncles, lots of Lahaina family in there. So it's probably going to take a little while. But knowing Archie, he will let the kupuna talk first, because he's going to do what they want him, what they want to do. And I hope that Archie has another opportunity to speak to President Biden because Archie speaks from his heart and he comes from his heart, and he tries to do what is always best for the people, especially for Lahaina. Yeah.
All right, ladies, thank you so much for your time. Appreciate it.
So much.
Yeah,
Thank
yeah.
you so much. Have a
Of
good
course.
afternoon.
Be
Thank
safe.
you.
Best of luck.
Thank you.
All right, 3 longtime Lahaina residents with, well, generations of roots here in Lahaina saying, keep your promises. We will see. So they were appreciative of the president's visit here today. They liked what he said, but they want to.
Progress toward global net zero will take big thinking put into action. We're developing and deploying carbon capture and storage to lower our
Fair use, 1976 under Section 107. This gives me fair use to perform this video for commentary for educational purposes. Let's go. Let's get it.
carbon intensity while helping create storage hubs so industries like cement can too. That's energy in progress.
Are you sick of having issues with your webinars, wasting tons of time on troubleshooting with attendees?
With some anger by some residents who say the current administration is abandoning the victims of the island's deadly wildfires. A group of protesters posted up across from the airport shouting expletives at Biden's motorcade shortly after his arrival. And another resident on the island displayed a sign on their lawn saying, quote, Trader Joe must go. The president kept his visit short after attending a few fire-stricken sites.
How does that look? How does this don't look good, man? This don't look good. This don't look good. This looks bad. It looks like, you know what I'm saying? It looks bad. It looks like this dude's in fucking looks. He is a treasonous as president. He really doesn't. Obviously, he don't give a damn about nobody but himself. I was telling people though. People don't listen. I was telling people about this dude, man. You know. I was telling people about Joe Biden. Jim Crow Joe. I'm like, man, don't vote for this guy. But see, people in my family be on it though, you know? They be on it, man. You know what I'm saying? But see, damn, like we're brainwashed and shit. Cause other groups come here, they make money, they fucking hit their entrepreneur status and shit, like fucking. And then it's like we're over here, like, you know what I'm saying? Like doing the worst out of every group. But see, if we're from here and shit, we're indigenous to this motherfucker, and yet we're doing the worst and shit. But that makes sense. That makes sense. With original people, that usually happens to the original people of lands. They got the Aboriginal people of New Zealand and Australia. They look kind of like us, right? And they're doing the worst. So it makes sense. But I think we would be doing better without these misleaders. You know, these misleaders are doing us dirty, man. They're doing us dirty, man. These misleaders. They ain't no good, you know? I don't know. But I mean, this is not good, man. I mean, but see, you know what's not good? People are still gonna be on this dude. They still gonna praise Joe Biden. People still gonna, you know, people still gonna think he's the best thing since sliced bread. You know what I'm saying? It's weird, man. How everybody like, man. This, I mean, Obama didn't even get that much protection like this dude does, man. This, you can't say nothing about this guy. You can't say nothing about Joe Biden. Can't do nothing to Joe Biden. It's like this motherfucker got a shield. I mean, but they was really saying fuck Joe Biden. I'm gonna play that too.
Sites and paying his respects to victims during a ceremony. He and the First Lady returned to Air Force One. They then flew to Lake Tahoe to finish their vacation. The host of Morning Joe defended the president after video appeared to show him falling asleep during yesterday's short events. Let's watch.
It's the same thing with this Joe Biden and his sleeping deal. You actually look at the longer video, He coughs. He bows his head like the woman next to him. He takes like 4 deep breaths, like he's trying to catch his breath. We don't know why. Maybe he was moved. And then he's like nodding, looks up. And yet the screaming headlines is Biden's sleeping, Biden's sleeping, Biden's sleeping. And he coughs. And now look at this. Okay, goes down. He's been traveling a lot. Look at this. He takes 1, 2, catching his breath. By the way, the lady next to him several times, head bowed too, is very moving. And, he's listening to the speaker. He goes, yes. He raises his head. Oh, my God, it's the end of the world as we know it. The only thing, Willie, the only thing that we can thank God for is that Joe Biden was not wearing a tan suit, because then we've been a total meltdown on the far right. But I will tell you, the people of Maui, and again, read the local coverage. Don't listen to the lies on Trumpy outlets. Read the local coverage, all incredibly positive.
Wearing a tan suit or perhaps even riding a bicycle. Even worse, Joe. That could have been big news as well.
Yes.
If you're watching this morning, you have no idea what we're talking about. It's because you live in the rational world where this was an insignificant moment, not a controversial one anyway.
Hello from the irrational world.
Yeah,
Robbie,
they were
I guess.
big mad about this. Look, I mean,
And you got you see, why would you watch? Why would you not watch the news, period? But why would you watch a news station like that just defends, you know what I'm saying? Just constantly defends this dude, man. I mean, he know he ain't no good. You know, he's horrible. It was just a double standard too, because look, they didn't like Trump, right? Because he went in as a Republican and he was shaking stuff up. They didn't like Obama. Or they try to play it off like they didn't like Obama. My bad. They try to play it off like they didn't like Obama, but he was exactly a tool. And he's down with the CFR, the Council of Foreign Relations. So if you're in a group established group like that, then there's no, that's fake hate. That motherfucker's hooked up. Obama's hooked up. Obama is hooked up. So I don't know. What do y'all think, man? Man, it's not looking good for Joe Biden right now. It looks looking bad for this dude. Hold up.
maybe we should have been a little bit more careful. It's not totally verified, I guess, that he fell asleep. He looked pretty out of it to me.
But wait a minute. To me, the claim wasn't, I know for a fact he was in the middle of a REM cycle. The claim was his eyes were closed and his head was nodding during the remarks. And I'm sorry, I don't know if that video was supposed to be exculpatory. That's exactly the video that we all showed. I didn't feel like the lengthier time frame of it added anything to my perception of what happened, which is that it looked like he nodded off.
Kind of looks like he's doing that. Have you ever been at a conference or the worst is driving when you're like...
Well, no, I don't. I don't drive.
Wow.
But yes, I've been in class.
Yeah.
Meaning an 8 a.m. class where I've done that thing, which
I can't imagine you particularly awake for an 8 a.m. class.
my morning show co-host knows that I'm not a morning person.
but no, they were really mad at us in particular. There's this NBC News article about this. So that's MSNBC. Twitter X didn't immediately respond to an email request for comment about the Hannity video. They're claiming there's like a lower quality video that was shown by, and Fox News, on which Hannity has a show, also didn't immediately respond to request. Several videos on YouTube used the lower resolution video to allege that Biden fell asleep. One from Tim Pool had 116,000 views. Another from The Hill, that's us, had 118,000 views. Thank you, viewers, for tuning in. And a third from a self-described motorcycle enthusiast had 3,000 views. YouTube, and then this goes on. YouTube bans misleading content if it has been technically manipulated or doctored in a way that misleads users and may pose a serious risk of egregious harm. YouTube didn't immediately respond to an email request for comment. You see what they're trying to do there?
Yeah,
they're trying to get us banned.
100%. Okay, but this is what I don't get it, Robbie. I didn't know that there were two different qualities of video. When I watched that video from the Joe Scarborough show, it looked just like the video that I've seen. I'm sorry, I didn't see the difference. I was waiting with bated breath to be disabused of my belief that he had actually nodded off. I Am I missing something? I didn't see.
I mean, I can't hear him snoring. He's more engaged in this in the remarks he's hearing than anyone has ever been in the history of time. Maybe we played a video. It was it doctored? Was it like we're just asking questions? Was it doctored? Who doctored this video? Was it Russia?
Exactly.
Like that's the tone of what they're doing here.
Exactly. Also,
they want
the way,
us banned from.
It is also not a crime and not disqualifying to be president to fall asleep during an event. Biden's real problem isn't that people are talking about him falling asleep. Biden's real problem is twofold. One, that the whole circumstance of his visit to Maui looks bad because it seems like it happened too late. He delayed ending his vacation to go there.
Mm-hmm.
He was there only a short period of time so he could return to his vacation.
He talked about that he almost singed the wheels of his motor,
exactly.
His Corvette.
He made a coarse analogy between people, all these people who've lost their lives and homes to his kitchen fire that could have hurt his precious vintage car. And the bigger problem, and next to the callousness, which people say he's treated the Maui situation with, is the fact that he has had many, many events and gaffes for his whole career, but particularly in recent years, where he seems slower, sleepier, less articulate, and less able than he did in years past. Nobody would care. I mean, some people would care if Obama, let's say, had nodded off. But the implications of it wouldn't be the same. The implications that you're not fit to lead, not because you nodded off one time, as we all have done, but because it seems to be part and parcel of a growing group of evidence that perhaps you are not cognitively fit,
yes,
or even physically ready.
See, man, I don't know, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, this dude is he just not. I know people probably don't give a fuck. They don't give a fuck about politics. The point is, it's just like, I mean, it's even if you don't care about politics, just look how these people that are supposed to be representing you, look how the carelessness and just the disdain like for everybody is. That's what I would be tripping off if I wasn't into politics like y'all. You know what I'm saying? I'd be looking like, what the fuck? These motherfuckers don't give a shit. That's what I'd be thinking. Like, damn, these motherfuckers is grimy. You know? These motherfuckers ain't no joke, man. They really ain't no joke. You know? All right, my bad.
I don't want to compare difficulties, but we have a little sense, Jill and I, what it's like to lose a home. Years ago, now 15 years ago, I was in Washington doing Meet the Press. It was a sunny Sunday, and lightning struck at home on a little lake. It's outside of our home, not a lake, a big pond, and hit a wire and came up underneath our home into the heating ducts, the air conditioning duct. To make a long story short, I almost lost my wife, my 67 Corvette, and my cat. And we were insured. We did not have any problem, but being out of our home for a better part of a year was difficult. I can only imagine what it's like to lose your home. I don't want to compare difficulties, but we have a little sense, Jill and I, what it's like to lose a home.
What's wrong with this cat, man? I mean, I don't know, man. This dude, he's out of it, you know what I'm saying? And look what the relief money is that they're trying to talk about. So look how Masonic and look how symbolic this is. So he goes after 13 days after this happened, he goes to Maui. 13, the number 13. What a coincidence, right? 13 days. Like this, you can't make this shit up, man. You can't make it up. 13 days. Like we don't be, I don't know, man. We don't be knowing, dude. Like we be, you know what I'm saying? Like we be late. Like the motherfucker, man. We be late, man. Like 13 days, right? All right, let's check this out.
In one sense, after what we just saw, we might be at that point in Hawaii. In a way, what the president said or what he didn't say, how he acted, that will be dissected. But in a larger sense, there's never a second chance to make a first impression. There's never a second chance to show your instincts as commander in chief, to run to the danger or to run to help Americans who are in trouble, as those in Maui were almost 2 weeks ago. You don't get a second chance at that. And now it appears it was a little too late. And this isn't partisan between President Biden and President Bush or President Bush and President Obama. It was, of course, too late for President Bush when he gave a similar speech as we just saw from President Biden about Hurricane Katrina. For the rest of his presidency, Katrina defined President Bush. It, of course, was too late for Ted Cruz, who came home from Mexico during the Houston ice storm. It was too late. Showing up after mass media shaming, even by usually friendly media, doesn't count. Of course, Hawaii's governor didn't tell the president that during their visit. And as you could see, their walk through parts of the hardest hit areas in Maui. Coming to a disaster, of course, is important. But we are almost 2 weeks now into the Maui fires. We know that at least 114 people are dead. Only 27 have been identified. We can understand why, considering how hot that fire burned. Another 850 people are still missing. Rescue teams have searched 85% of the disaster site, for 15% is still left to find more bodies. Again, there are still close to 1,000 people missing. Not only does Hawaii...
How are 1,000 people missing? It sounds like they dead. How are they missing? You know what I'm saying? It sounds like they're gone. How is people missing? If they, you know what I'm saying? They're unaccountable still by now. It's been what, 15 days? They're gone. I don't get it. I don't understand. Why they keep saying missing? You know what I'm saying? Just like when the reporter, when black girls, you know what I'm saying, go missing, they don't say they go missing. They say that they ran away. You know what I'm saying? The news is cold, man. I just see what they do. The propaganda is just crazy. You know what I'm saying? The misinformation is crazy. Hold up.
I know that and remember the past 2 weeks. But the rest of the country does as well. It's very hard to forget a president who couldn't be bothered during his beach vacation.
Can you tell us about your Hawaii trip, sir?
No, not now.
Mr. President, are you going to take questions on Maui?
Can you come talk about Maui? Can you come talk about Maui, Mr. President?
Today, we heard the same story we've been hearing from the president during past natural disasters. And now he's directed someone to look into the massive missteps leading up to and during the immediate response to the fires. The fact that the sirens didn't go off, the inaction from officials at the local level when Hawaii Electric first warned of issues with the power lines, or the initial declaration that the fire was contained when it really wasn't. That's before the fire. Now you think
Y'all hear that? See, that's what I'm talking about. It's definitely some foul play going on, right? It's definitely some foul play. You know what I'm saying? How you gonna say that it's contained? Who put out the report that it was contained and it wasn't? You know, it's just, man. Okay, you got to check out a dude named Larry Ellison, right? He's, you know what I'm saying? He's the owner of a corporate company called Oracle. Check out Oracle. We can look it up right now. Larry Ellison. This dude is, you know, he's trying to buy up a lot of stuff out there in Hawaii. Oprah, you know what I'm saying? You know, she has her hand in a lot of this stuff. Notice how her house or nothing like that didn't get burned up, right? Just like, you know, she had something similar happen in 2017 when one of her houses in California was facing mudslides. And guess what? Her house didn't. So, you know what I'm saying? Other people's around her houses got damaged, but not hers. So I mean, it's just, you can't make this stuff up. You know, Oprah, all these people. Jeff Bezos, I think he has property out there in Hawaii. Like, this stuff is not just a coincidence, man. This stuff right here is truly, you know what I mean? It's some foul play going on. They messed up. They, you know, what they did is they intentionally, you see what I'm saying, did that. You know what they did. You know, there's a lot of people. It's you know, you could just a lot of people you could point to, and you know, a lot of stuff will just fall back on a lot of these people. But check out not what did I say? Larry Ellison, man. You know, check him out. There's some people that ain't no good. You know what I'm saying? I mean, and then they said a power line. It's just like, what happened? What was the wind? What happened with the power line? It fell. It got knocked. How did it get knocked down? It's like there's no, you know, no kind of real, you know what I mean, specific like details or nothing like that. It's like, what's going on? But this dude right here, watch. We'll look at after this. We'll look at Larry. But $700,000. I mean, $700 versus billions of dollars. They just sent more billions. I think he just sent. President, I think, requested for what, 15 more billion, or I think they just sent 50 more billion. I mean, these not millions we're talking about. These aren't thousands. We're talking about billions. He's sending to Ukraine. You know, like, damn. I mean, why $700? You know, of aid to, you know, to the actual, because you know, Hawaii is part of America, so an actual American country is really weird to me, man. But I'm not surprised, man. We've seen this with Katrina. We've seen, you know, it's just like Haiti, and you know, Haiti's not a part of America, but in a way it is though. But you know, it's just crazy how I'm just not surprised, man. You know, if you're not into politics, that's fine. But look at the cold heartedness of these people. Look at how, you know what I'm saying? Because they're doing us dirty too. Look at this inflation, is crazy. You know what I'm saying? That shit is fucked up. You know what I'm saying? You know, it was. This is all by design. You know what I'm saying? Now let me hear what old girl got to say real quick.
About what's happened in the
Wait, you know what? Think of Avatar. My bad. Didn't Avatar just come out? See, I just thought about this right now. Oh shit! I just thought about this right now. This is like some Avatar shit. Think about that shit. Ooh, and this is supposed to be on an island. It wasn't Avatar like on a like tropical island. See, we gotta really piece the puzzles together. You know what I'm saying? We gotta piece the puzzles together. This is on some Avatar shit. That movie Avatar. I'm telling you, they just came out with one fucking some months ago, and then they come out with this shit. See, like, is it art imitating life, or is it life imitating art with this shit? Y'all share this out to your social media. Share this out. Hit the like button. Share this out so the algorithm get out, so more people can subscribe and check out this channel. So I mean, what is this right here? You see what I'm saying? This is. I mean, I just think this is strange, dude. Like, and then all these successful, wealthy people, famous people got. You know, they have they have some kind of what's the name on the island? They have some kind of houses or some kind of property or something, which is really weird. See, what they're really gonna do is turn the whole Hawaii into smart city. You see what I'm saying? Well, let's listen to what she got to say, her little cute self.
weeks since the fire, and certainly in the immediate 24 or 48 hours, there were massive screw-ups. Kanani Shuza is a Hawaii state representative and joins us. All right, let's put partisanship aside. There'll be time to get to the aftermath in a minute. We covered that. Does Hawaii right now, in a larger sense, Maui in particular, have what it needs in order to begin the rebuilding process and take care of the people who survived this?
Absolutely not. You know, the residents of Maui, the residents of Lahaina who have been displaced, they need more than a $700 check, and wondering when the government is actually going to step in and do the hard lift, the heavy lifting and the hard work for them. The people on the ground have been handling this effort all on their own, you know, whether it's the water, bringing water supply to the people who don't have it, and food, etc. The people on the ground, the Native Hawaiians, the residents of Lahaina have been all coming together to do it themselves.
All right. President listed off a number of things that FEMA and other rescuers have done: 75,000 liters of water, 10,000 blankets, 5,000 meals, on and on and on. I'm wondering how much of this is fair to blame the president for the response. And he is the commander in chief. And when he pushes the panic button, C-17s from Dover and from Fort Bragg and from the West Coast take off with command centers and rescue teams. That didn't happen. Certainly didn't happen in the first 24 to 48 hours. But how much of this was a state problem? And how much is it really fair to blame President Biden for what happened?
You know, I think that there has been incompetence at every level. It's the county level, it's the state level, and it's the federal level. And a lot of the initial response had to do with the county, the mayor, and at the state level with the governor. And so, you know, I think that the president, you know, has to take responsibility and accountability for the role that, you know, FEMA is playing and just the lack of resources at this point in time. But it really stemmed from a county and state issue.
Thanks for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find News Nation on your television provider. And don't
That's not a good look, man. Oops. Not a good look.
Theme park to your summer fun. It's not.
That's not a good look, man.
Well, we've learned this morning that President Biden will be traveling to Maui this upcoming Monday in the wake of the island's devastating wildfires, per a CBS News report. The president spoke for the first time yesterday on the historic disaster, a full 8 days after the blaze first arrived.
Well, I got to talk a little bit about Hawaii. I've been on the phone with the governor coming up here and the senators. And let me say, address that devastating wildfires, some of which are still burning in Hawaii. They've claimed the lives of 99 people so far, and they haven't cleaned things up yet. The deadliest wildfire in more than 100 years. A whole city destroyed. Generations of native Hawaiian history turned into ruin. I've spoken to Governor Josh Green multiple times and reassured him the state will have everything it needs from the federal government. I immediately approved the governor's request for expedited major disaster declaration. That's a fancy word of saying whatever you need, you're going to get.
As of this recording, over 100 people have been confirmed dead and over 1,000 remain missing. Survivors are beginning to rebuild their lives and they're sharing their stories. One devastating account from the Associated Press reads, Mike Chikina and his wife took off their shirts, dunked them in water, and tried to cover their faces. Chikina ran up and down the seawall, shouting his lost dogs' names. He saw dead bodies slumped next to the wall Help me, people screamed. Elderly and disabled people couldn't make it over the wall on their own. Some were badly burned, and Giacchino lifted as many as he could. He ran until he vomited from the smoke, his eyes nearly swollen shut. For the next 5 or 6 hours, they moved back and forth between sea and shore. They crouched behind the wall, trying to get as low as they could. When flames fell from the sky, they dunked themselves into the water. Their surviving dog's fur was singed. Oof, some of these stories coming out of Maui are just so gruesome. I saw another one where a single man was running around and encountered a family, helped them hoist themselves over the wall, and they all kind of clung to what looked like a floating door in the water as they again. He will be cutting his Lake Tahoe trip short in order to go to Maui earlier than anticipated.
Saying no comment and all that. Yeah, it seems like a real unforced error on his part. Obviously, not the perception of not responding to natural disasters well enough is something that can really hurt a president's approval numbers. And as you said, this is a really bad disaster, very unprecedented, just a tremendous amount of devastation and actually lives lost. A lot of times in these natural disasters, there is destruction, devastation, but because we live in a very modern society, our buildings are well built. People understand emergency proceedings. Sometimes, even though it looks really bad, there's still some loss of life. Is very sad and regrettable, but it's not always the numbers don't come out as bad as they do in other places in the world. Here, these are some really, really bad numbers and horrific. Obviously, death from fire, from burning, from smoke.
Because it was so fast moving, and I also think there was this issue of being stuck on an island with limited points of egress. So many people, and there's been mixed advice about whether or not you should try other things before hopping into the water. But so many people seem to have been forced up against this seawall and having to choose wading, swimming, treading water in the sea because there was literally a firewall that they couldn't escape. Now, the actual mitigation that's being offered by the government here is specifically being criticized by a number of people. The administration announced that they were going to be paying $700 per affected household, a number that in light of recent stimulus checks and I think in light of other kinds of disaster relief, and particularly in light of the funds that are being sent to Ukraine, many are balking at. Senator Nina Turner from Ohio tweeted simply 700 with an exclamation mark and a question mark. A Politico story pointed out that Biden is seeking $40 billion in emergency relief for Ukraine, and people are making that comparison, pointing out that the Maui population is 165,386 people. Okay, fewer than 170,000 people. If every single person somehow qualified and managed to register for this one-time payment of $700, that's only $115,770,900. So that.
What do y'all think about this, man? Share this out. See y'all social media. Share this out. What do y'all think? I mean, 17. I thought it was like gonna be the payments, but I kind of, when I heard but I kind of thought like, okay. I heard somebody else say payments, and I'm like, one-time payment is $700. What the fuck is $700? See, we're desensitized though. You know what I'm saying? Because we should be mad for these motherfucking people, man. We should be mad for these people. You know what I'm saying? I don't know, man. That shit's weird, man. It's not funny though, but it's just like. We're desensitized, man. We just like, damn, that shit. We got it real bad, man. We got it really bad. We got it real bad, man. We're just like, we don't care, Other people go through shit. We just don't be tripping, man. Like, damn, man. Like, I'm just like, really, shit, Excuse me. We don't have no heart. I mean, where's our heart? Where's the, Damn, man. It's just like, this is unbelievable, man. Like, and see, the thing is about this is what's the name is a part of the United States. This is Hawaii. Ukraine is not a part of the United States. Why are you hooking them up like that and giving them all that money? 100 something. It's like what? She said like 100 billion or something. That was it. Versus billions for Ukraine. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know, man. But see, they know that they're the Creed people out there in Ukraine, Zelensky's Creed, and the thing is too about them, they know too that they're European and they look more like Joe Biden than them. So them people in Hawaii do not. So there's a lot of factors that play into this, man. But plus two, it's a land grab. So why would if I'm going to take your money, your land, why am I going to give you money? You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm doing, intentionally taking your land. Why am I going to break you off of any money if I'm taking? You don't. When people take from people, they usually don't give back. They take. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. What do y'all think? Hold on.
That's 0.0029% of the latest amount that Biden is trying to send to Ukraine right now.
Yeah, I don't understand.
My bad. I said my bad. 40 more billion. What is he? I haven't heard. Look, I haven't heard about the war. And see, you notice too. I'm gonna break something down. A lot of the YouTubers probably haven't broke down. Why haven't you been hearing anything about the war? I haven't heard nothing about the war in months. I haven't seen no footage. Well, a lot of that footage was fake anyway. But I haven't heard nothing about the war in a long time. So why are you still giving them money? You ain't even seen. You don't even hear nothing about the war no more. But you still seeing all these billions going over there. Like it's a money funneling thing going on between them. You know, some Zionist type stuff going on out there. But anyway, I mean, that's just ridiculous, man. People will see we don't have hearts though. We don't, us regurgitating this information and us as a United States citizens, we don't care. You know what I'm saying? It's just a very selfish environment that we live in right now in society. But 40 more billion, man. What are these motherfuckers getting with this money? How much more? I mean, a war, damn, dude. How much is these motherfuckers got trillions already? What are they trying to build? The motherfucking Iron Man suit or some shit? I don't know. This shit is, we don't think, man. Like we just, but I think we got a lot of we got that bullshit rap trap, but whatever the fuck rap this shit's called right now. That shit is whack. You got these broads and shit. You got the whole rap, the prostitute rap. You got that going on right now. That's some bullshit. So a lot of this shit is distracting us. You know what I'm saying? And we're co-signing a lot of this bullshit. So we kind of just as guilty as these motherfuckers making it. And these Creed people, executives of these record companies, is the ones pushing this bullshit and the stereotypes. So these people could mold our image and shit and make stereotypes as they go about us and shit. And let us perpetuate this shit. Hold up.
How people could be anything other than just like blithely furious at the idea, because there's no debate even over the Ukraine spending and funding. It's just automatic. It's just whatever they need, whatever they want. It's a blank check. They fill in the numbers on the check. And we are much more stingy when it comes to spending domestically, spending at home. Now, obviously, I am not a great advocate for spending more on any sort of domestic things, but you do have to feel cheated by the fact that your government is willing to spend any amount of money on foreign aid, on dubious foreign military policies, on weapons. We're wholesale sending weapons overseas. We don't know where they'll end up or if the geopolitical situation will change and the people we're giving them to will still be our friends, in support of a country that has suspended independent media and rival political parties and is, doing.
So they suspended independent media in Ukraine. So we biased ass shit. These motherfuckers just I could tell that they're cool with America because with the brainwashing. They're with brainwashing people. They're okay with it. They're down with brainwashing people. That's what it sounds like to me. You suspend independent media in your country. So it can only go one narrative. And two, that is true. What if we start beefing with these motherfuckers down the line? That's a good point that old boy just brought. I see. We don't. But see, us as people, like, there's so much distractions and shit. We got to work for somebody else to make them rich, which is, if you think about it and shit, like most of us do and shit. If you think about it, that doesn't make no sense and shit at all. And then you go to college and shit, and you go and get in debt. It's just like for some shit that you might not even get a job in. I don't know, man. This shit is just, none of it makes sense if you really think about it and shit. You know what I'm saying? When you really break it down. Like, you just gotta look like, what the fuck, you know? But I don't know. What do y'all think, man? This dude, I like this little show though. You know what I'm saying? Here, oh boy, and her, shit, the sister be breaking it down.
All the hallmarks of illiberal actions being taken during this war effort, and it just seems like so I absolutely understand why people are saying this is a joke. $700 is a joke.
Where the money ends up is a really interesting point. One Twitter user, Apollo, said he can't believe this is a real story. Biden has provided billions to Ukraine, some of which Kyiv spent on hiring prostitutes for their injured soldiers, pointing to a BBC News story about the sex lives coming in focus for Ukraine's injured veterans. Tara Reid weighed in on all of this, pointing out to the hypocrisy and the gap, the 1.7 million for Maui versus.
What if they were really? I wouldn't be surprised where that money going. They probably are paying for some pussy in Ukraine or whatever the fuck they are. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't be surprised. You know, they thinking about some pussy. They injured and shit. You know, these motherfuckers is out there off the hook, man. They really are.
$24 billion to Ukraine. Rob Schneider, the actor, got in on the action with one of these tweets of a similar vein, pointing out the billions of dollars of taxpayer money going to Ukraine versus the 1.9 million going to the Maui fire victims, saying, quote, Biden hates Americans. I mean, this is the kind of, then this is a bipartisan critique here. Obviously, there's people like Rob Schneider on the right, people like Tara Reid on the left, many people pointing out that the government has demonstrated its ability to spend when it wants to, but the tragic circumstances of these American people out in Maui seem not to rise to the occasion.
Well, former President Barack Obama also weighed in on the tragedies in Hawaii. Let's watch.
I've been in and out of therapy with BetterHelp for a few years now, and it's made prioritizing my mental and emotional health so much.
Aloha, everybody. Like so many.
They got this motherfucker, I guess because he was raised in Hawaii. This is the motherfucker that didn't do nothing for his people. Well, he's not our people, damn. But he didn't do nothing for, you know what I'm saying, the people that did something for him. Or the people that we thought, you know what I'm saying, that did something for him. I don't know. You know what I mean? I don't know. Let me let this play. Hold on for a second. I'll be right back, y'all. Hold on.
People around the world, Michelle and I have been absolutely heartbroken by the devastating images coming out of Maui and Lahaina over the last week. You know, as someone who grew up in Hawaii, as someone who has taken my family to enjoy the incredible beauty of that island and the hospitality of the people of Lahaina, we now find ourselves mourning the lives that are lost, and our thoughts and prayers go out to the families that have lost so much. The thing about it is, though, thoughts and prayers in a moment like this are not enough. We have to step up, and we have to help those families, and we have to help Lahaina rebuild. And the good news is that the Hawaii Red Cross and Malama Maui are mobilizing to provide direct support to people who are desperately in need. I'm asking you to do everything you can to generously support the Malama Maui effort.
The Gray Zone's Max Blumenthal tweeted in response to Obama's message, the Red Cross raised $500 million for Haiti earthquake relief in 2010, spent 25% on internal administrative costs, built about 6 houses for Haitians, and refuses to say what it did with the rest of the money. And Michelle Obama helped lead their fundraising drive.
And I saw Susan Sarandon, actress, co-sign that sentiment, saying that was her experience with the organization as well. It's a real problem. And not to say that any one individual is responsible for an organization like the Red Cross's inability to trace where the money goes, but this is a huge problem with a lot of these NGOs that are paying 6-figure salaries to many folks that are administering these programs, and very little of the donations actually get through to the people in need. And it does seem rich for someone who was a president of the United States to be kind of prioritizing a humanitarian response as opposed to the federal government's response, when even if you are someone of your political orientation who does not love a lot of government spending, to the extent that there is a purpose for, like a fundamental purpose for the government, it is to respond in these instances of huge infrastructural failure and natural disaster. So,
I mean, I think it would be naive to think that there's no, internal oversight, bureaucracy, spending going on at like FEMA and other things like that. I'm sure it's similarly wasteful, but if you're going to have government spending, one of the best ways to avoid succumbing to that kind of thing, or just using the money best, is to just write checks to people, right? Is to just literally give people the money and let them decide how best it's used, rather than creating a very cumbersome, clunky organizational distribution mechanism. Like the more paperwork there is, the more bureaucracy it is, the more money you're wasting doing that, instead of just, giving the money to people, many of whom are taxpayers, right? And pay into a rainy, to the extent the government is, some of what it does is as a rainy day fund to, as like a kind of an insurance thing to, pay out to people. We're not all going to be in a natural disaster, but for we pay some amount of money so that you'll be covered when you're there. And I think that those should be very transparent, and people should understand what they're paying into, and have it be voluntary to the largest extent possible. But just giving people the money.
I completely agree. I think that's true for a lot of government policies. The efficiency would be just to give people money. We saw it worked in the pandemic, but historically, folks are concerned that the money, if someone buys a meal that they don't approve of, if they stay in a hotel that they think is too expensive, they start to say, we want to police exactly how you spend these funds. And that's why we get so much means testing and, frankly, waste across our government, because somebody has to administer all the means testing that we do to make sure that no poor person or no person in need uses the dollar in not the exact circumscribed way that we seem to think, the people in charge seem to think that they should. So we'll see what happens. I'm glad that Biden is eventually going to be visiting the area, and hopefully some of this pressure forces the government to give them what they need. We'll have more Rising for you right after this.
See, that's sad that we wouldn't even have to put pressure on them like that anyway. That's I don't know, man. That's a damn shame. But that just goes to show that this country don't care about nobody, man. They don't care about so-called American people here. So, I mean, I'm not surprised, man. I'm not going to feel a certain kind of way about it because, I do feel some kind of way. I'm mad, I'm saying? I'm angry about that shit because that's fucked up. But at the same time, man, it's just like, hey, that's just not even, what could I say about that? Like, that shit is grimy, man. That's really fucked up on so many different kind of levels, you know what I mean? So, I don't know, man. We just got to hope for the best, man, and just really come together, man, as people. But we're not going to do that. People are so divided. Everything divides people, race, men, women, tall, short, you know what I'm saying? Dark, light, Christian, Catholic, everything is divisive, you know what I'm saying? Purposely is to keep us separated, you see what I'm saying? Race, you know what I'm saying? That whole term race was a big separation tool, you know what I'm saying? So we got to really just think, man, and be vigilant, man. Stay focused. Don't trust the government, man. Don't trust none of these people, man, really. Joe Biden is full of it. All these people are full of it. They're not trying to do nothing to help you. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what to really think. I just really just don't put no trust in these people. And just stay focused on what you're trying to do and what y'all are trying to build, man. Maybe it's a business, family, whatever, man. Just focus on what you're doing and don't even worry about the negativity, man, because negativity is so hard to it's hard to overcome, man. It's but it seems like it's hard to stay positive too, man. So that's another thing, but it's all by design. to be stressed, to be mad, to be sad, to be, you know what I mean? So I don't know, man. I'm gonna really just keep an eye on this story, man. Give y'all updates, man, because this is not cool. A lot of people didn't want to touch on this. You know what I'm saying? Some people maybe didn't care. They wanted to hear the latest gossip or just report on and Love and Hip Hop or some bullshit like that. I don't know. So I just had to really give it to y'all raw and uncut, man, and just straight up. So yeah, thanks for tuning in, y'all. I really appreciate it, man. I'm gonna keep an eye on the story, man. Keep y'all updated, keep y'all posted. So yeah, hit that like button, subscribe, hit that notification bell to let y'all know when I go live. I'm gonna start doing the pre-record video thing too. I'm gonna get on this editing shit. I gotta learn. Maybe give me a little program or something. You see what I'm saying? Try to do these videos, kind of tighten up on these videos, man. There's something to know and something to learn, man. I gotta start learning how to do certain shit, man. So yeah, so I'm gonna holla at y'all, man. And Mason Capone, good looking out, King BJ, Doc Boss, you know what I mean, whoever else was on here. Appreciate it. Y'all hit that notification bell, subscribe if y'all haven't been subscribed. Share this out to y'all social media. Share this out to y'all Twitter, your Facebook. What's the other one? Instagram, even Snapchat, all right? So I'm gonna holla at y'all another time. I'm gonna keep pumping up these videos. Might want to even do one tomorrow, if not Tuesday. So I'm gonna keep y'all posted, all right? And watch this story, watch this shit unfold. This shit is crazy. This goes to show that the government don't care about black people, right? I'm gonna holla at y'all. Peace.